We all do it. That automatic reach for the phone the moment our eyes open. We dive into emails, messages, news, and social media before we've even taken a breath. For years, that was me too. My mornings began with blue light on my face and a mind already racing to solve problems and put out fires. But one realization changed everything. How you start your day shapes everything that follows. If your morning begins by reacting to others' demands, you're living in response mode, letting the world set your agenda before you've even set your own. And if you want to live an extraordinary life, to create, to build, to lead, you must own those first few minutes. Checking your phone first thing in the morning is like eating junk food for breakfast. You wouldn't start your day with candy, but many of us do exactly that to our minds. When you check your phone right after waking up, you're inviting the world's noise, stress, and problems straight into your head before you've even taken control of your own thoughts. I used to do this every day, scrolling through messages, reading news, checking updates, and by the time I stood up, my focus was already fractured. Think about it. The morning is the most sacred time of day. Your mind is calm, open, and clear, like a blank canvas. But the moment you start scrolling, you fill that canvas with everyone else's chaos. The result? You lose the quiet clarity that could have shaped your entire day. Over the years, I've spoken with countless successful people, entrepreneurs, engineers, artists, athletes, and there's one thing they all have in common. They fiercely protect their mornings. They understand that how you start your day determines how you finish, that the first moments of your day are the foundation for everything that follows. The truth is, our devices are engineered to hijack our attention. Tech companies have invested billions into keeping our eyes glued to screens. When you grab your phone right after waking, you're surrendering the most valuable part of your day, your attention, to someone else's agenda. I saw it in my own life. The mornings I began with my phone, I felt anxious, reactive, and strangely disconnected from myself. I'd chase updates all day, as if I couldn't stand still. My creativity suffered, my focus weakened, my decision-making became impulsive, not thoughtful. That's when I realized this isn't about rejecting technology. It's about using it intentionally rather than letting it use you. So I made a change. Every morning, before I check my phone, before I open my laptop, I sit quietly, 15 minutes of complete silence, no apps, no music, no instructions, just me, my breath, and stillness. Sometimes my thoughts wander to challenges at SpaceX or Tesla, to tough decisions or personal matters. I don't fight those thoughts. I just observe them without reacting. In that stillness, I find clarity. There's power in the space between a thought and the action it triggers. Other mornings, I reflect on questions that matter. What would make this day meaningful? What's one thing I could do that would make everything else easier? What am I avoiding that needs my attention? Those minutes don't always give me answers, but they give me perspective. This simple practice has transformed how I think, how I lead, and how I live. It gives me 3 powerful things. First, clarity. Instead of waking up in reaction mode, I start with intention. I see what truly matters. Second, emotional balance. It allows me to notice what I'm feeling before that emotion dictates my day. And third, focus. In a world built to fragment attention, stillness becomes a mental workout. Those 15 minutes train my mind to stay present throughout the chaos of the day. And perhaps most importantly, it reminds me that I have a choice about what deserves my attention, how I respond to challenges, and who I want to be that day. The moment I choose that consciously, I've already won. People often tell me they don't have time for this. I get it, life is busy. But 15 minutes is just 1% of your day. Even 3 quiet minutes can make a difference. Those minutes are not a luxury, they're an investment in clarity and effectiveness. During one of the toughest times at Tesla, when we were struggling with production, I maintained this practice. I'd find a quiet corner before the factory came alive and just sit. One morning in that silence, I saw the problem differently, not as a series of fires to put out, but as a system that needed redesign. That clarity led to the solution. It didn't come from a meeting or an email. It came from stillness. On the days I skipped this practice, I noticed the difference immediately. My thinking becomes scattered, my decisions reactive, my stress rises. The stillness doesn't solve problems for me, but it gives me the mindset to face them with calm and clarity. Over time, I've come to see those morning minutes as a declaration of independence, a way of saying, these are my thoughts, my priorities, my choices, before I open myself to the world's noise. It's not about spirituality or religion. It's about awareness. Understanding that your attention is the most valuable currency you have, and deciding consciously how to spend it. I've shared this with my teams over the years. Some took it seriously, others didn't. But those who did told me it changed their lives. One engineer solved a major technical problem after starting this practice. A manager became more present with her team. When we protect our mornings, we protect our potential. So if you're watching this and you feel like your days start in chaos, I invite you to try it. Tomorrow morning, before checking your phone, give yourself 15 minutes. Sit quietly, breathe, think. Notice your thoughts without reacting to them. That's it. The phone, the news, the notifications, they'll all still be there 15 minutes later, but you'll meet them as a conscious creator, not a reactive responder. And in that small difference lies a world of possibility. Own the first minutes of your day. Reclaim your attention. Because how you start your morning is not just a habit, it's a statement about who you are and who you're becoming.